Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Dose of Pixie Dust. It's been a while since I posted a video, but as you can see from the title of this one, I'm going to be sharing my experience the first 2 weeks of my Disney College program. So if you're just curious, or if you're planning to do the program in the future, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight as to what actually goes on. It's not going to be the same for everybody, depending on your role, as well as if you've done the program before. So again, this is just what I went through and what those first 2 weeks looked like for me. So a week before check-in, you are given an itinerary, and this tells you the time of the check-in, where you're going to be living if you're staying on property, as well as the location for your role and any other things you have to do day of check-in. So depending on your role, you might have multiple locations to go to, things you have to do, but almost everybody has casting that day. So I plan to share my role in another video for you guys hopefully soon, but I needed all of that information for when I was going to be checking in the following week. So the weekend before check-in, my family and I drove 23 hours from Chicago to Florida, and we stayed with my godfather, which was really cool because I hadn't seen them in a bit, so it was great to hang out with them and just relax and sort of gear up for Monday. So I had a 9:30 a.m. check-in time on Monday, and they're pretty strict about how early you can check in. They don't want you there too early because there are varied times, so there are going to be other people going in. They allowed me to go in about 10 minutes before my check-in time. Should have been more like 5 is what the security guard said, but another one had given us that 10-minute information, so they just let us through. I brought my car with, so they gave me a temporary parking pass, and I also had my uncle's car behind me, which had all of my stuff, so I just let them know that I had another car behind me, and they let us go through, no problem at all. And so then we drove to the service center where the actual process of checking in was going to be taking place. So they only allowed the college participants to enter the building, so my family had to stay behind the parking lot, which wasn't too bad because it didn't take long, maybe like 20 minutes tops. So I went in, they led me to the back, I gave them my name as well as some paperwork that I printed out for check-in day, and they gave me a program guidebook. And so this has all the information you need, important numbers, rules. It's got sort of tips and tricks on how to stay safe during your program. And then on the back, there's going to be a sticker with your address as well as your apartment key. So if you have mail or packages coming in, that's the address you're going to be using. It does get sent to the service center, and they send you an email when you have something, so then you can go and give them your ID, and then you can pick up your package. Or Amazon orders, I believe, come straight to the door. We've had a couple packages already come in for one of my roommates, and we picked it up, we brought it in, and no problem at all. So I think it just depends on the type of package you get, but typically they will just get sent to the service center, and then you just have to go pick it up. So after I got my key, they also gave me a lanyard. And so this has like a little Velcro pouch in it. I've got my IDs in here. I put my apartment key on here, and the lanyard itself says Disney Internships and Programs. Super cute. And then after that, I walked in and we were getting ready to take our housing complex ID photos. So you do have to be in Disney look from the shoulders up for check-in day. That means no extra piercings, natural looking makeup, natural looking hair. It doesn't really matter what you wear. I would say just a t-shirt is fine. That's what I had on. You'll also be taking your cast member ID photo later that afternoon. So again, just make sure in Disney look from the shoulders up and you should be good to go. So we took our pictures, we waited for ID to come out, and then we checked in with somebody behind a table. So after you register for housing, you can register a vehicle. So this is like a couple weeks before you actually check in. You register your car, make, mile, year, license plate number, and then they send you an email to make a one-time payment of $85 for a vehicle decal. This will allow you to park in the apartment complexes. Because I paid for it prior to my check-in day, they already had my decal ready for me. Now that temporary pass is good for a couple days, so if you hadn't purchased the decal before check-in day, it shouldn't be a big deal. Just make sure to purchase it ASAP before that parking pass does expire. So I grabbed my parking decal, they gave me some information about Wi-Fi and some more information about safety, and then I was able to meet my family in the parking lot to drive to where I was going to be staying. So depending on your schedule, you might only have an hour to sort of unpack as opposed to maybe a few hours, because I had my casting at 3 p.m. So some people had it an hour after check-in, which doesn't give you a lot of time, but if your family's there, they can sort of hang around, help you unpack while you go to casting, which is near Disney Springs. Mine wasn't until 3, so I had a lot of time from when I got there to when I needed to be somewhere. So my family helped me unpack. We made a list of things that I would need, and then we went for a Walmart run. I got things that I would need for the rest of the program. I got groceries that would help me get through the next few weeks, so I was all set to go. And then I came back, we unloaded everything, and had lunch before heading over to the casting center. So because it was at Disney Springs, my family was able to walk around while I was at casting, which was great. Again, it didn't take too long, maybe about a half hour for this one. This is where they'll do the I-9 verification, fingerprinting, as well as taking your picture for your cast member ID. So it was pretty quick process. I made sure I had the forms that I needed. Depending on what you're bringing, there is a list online of what is valid. So it's like social security ID, state ID, license, birth certificate, passport. So just make sure you check online and make sure that you have those documents with you when you go to casting. So I did all that good stuff, got my picture taken, got my fingerprints taken, and then I was able to sort of hang around the rest of the day. I hung out with my family at Disney Springs. I didn't have anywhere else I needed to be. So it was really fun just to get to chill. And that evening I stayed in my apartment for the first time. Now, I didn't have traditions until Saturday, and you can't get into the parks until traditions. So you're like, what do you do for the week? Well, you can bond with your roommates, you can go resort hopping, you can go to Disney Springs. My family was going to be there for the rest of the week, so I hung out with them. We went to the beach, we went shopping, we did all this really fun stuff. So I was a-okay as far as what I was going to be doing the few days that I wouldn't be able to get into the parks. So the week of your check-in, you will have a welcome event, and ours was villain themed, which was really cool because they bring out characters related to the theme and they have cool photo ops. So they brought out Hades, Pain and Panic, and the old hag from Snow White to take photos with, which was really cool. And there were cool photo ops, there was pizza, drinks, and there was a DJ. So I was able to hang out with my roommates and have a really good time, and I really enjoyed being able to sort of chill and be in a more laid-back setting and just enjoy my time there. So then I had to wait until Traditions on Saturday. So Traditions is a kind of long class, basically what it means to be a cast member, Walt's vision for both Disney, the parks, and cast members. And it was a really emotional day for me. I would say wear comfortable walking shoes. There were a lot of videos of Walt just talking, and it was really emotional for me. I cried a lot. But it was really overwhelming to sort of realize that you're on the other side of making magic, which was really cool because I go to Disney a lot. I went a lot as a kid, and these past few years I went a lot, and so being the one to make the magic for people was just amazing for me to realize and come to terms with. And it was all just a very exciting time. We got both our blue Walt Disney World cast member ID as well as our name tags. So mine has Loyola on it, and I can go to my costume center and get one that has my city on it. So I plan to do that soon. It's like $5, and all of that was also an exciting time. We took pictures, it was just great. And then after Traditions, they gave us a park hopper ticket, and so I came home, I changed, and then I went to the parks with some friends I met at Traditions. We went to Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival, and then we went to Magic Kingdom in the evening to see Happily Ever After, which was a whole experience in its own. Watching it for the first time as a cast member, I got really emotional. It was a lot to take in, but again, super exciting time. I had so much fun being able to just go to the parks and not have an agenda. It was really weird for me because I'm like, plan, but to be able to relax and actually take stuff in was really fun. And then I had a day off, and so now we're into the second week, and I had training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this was basic overall training for like food and beverage because I am a seater, as well as a tour of my home park. And then I had another day off, and then Friday of that week I started training at my job, and then I worked for 6 straight days, and I took my assessment, I earned my ears, and now I've been working there. So you get a little red flag that says earning my ears, and this is basically when you're in training still, and then you take your assessment for your role and you get to take that tag off and you just wear your name tag, and it's a super exciting time because everybody's so happy for you, and it was just really great to become an official cast member and all that good stuff. so that's all I've been doing, is working and hanging out, and I finally had a day off to film, and so I just wanted to share my experience with you guys. It's been so much fun. I miss home like crazy, but I think being able to work all the time helps me with handling that. It's been a really big adjustment because I didn't get this experience in college, so here I am in a whole different state, getting that dorming life and living away from home for the first time. So again, it's been really fun. I can't wait to see what else this program has in store for me for the next almost 7 months. And that's it. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and as always, my social media will be in the bio below. But thank you all for following along, and I hope you have a magical rest of your day.